Time for Coach's Corner here at South Plains College, and we're joined by head rodeo coach. Coach Kerry Doster joins us. And Coach, been kind of an interesting start to the 2016 campaign. It's not very often in West Texas you have to go inside because the arena is not only muddy but flooded. But it's kind of been a wild start for practice.
Yeah, it's been a challenge for us, but like I said, we've been really fortunate with our administration and stuff here at South Plains that they give us the opportunity to go use the Mallett Event Center and stuff over there, which is a heck of a nice facility. But we've been able to practice. Like I said, we haven't been able to use our arena here at all this year, but hopefully it'll dry out soon enough. But we have been able to practice, so that's been really good.
I'm sure there's probably a lot of places where the opportunity to practice probably doesn't even happen if it's too muddy outside.
Yeah.
Come up with real creative answers to that question, I'm sure.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, we are real fortunate that we've been able to, because as competitive as our region is, I mean, anytime you can get an edge to where our kids come in, if they've been able to run and get their runs in and their horses are good to go, you need all the help you can get going against these 4-year colleges and stuff like that. So.
Well, it's that time of year. You've got a rodeo coming up already this weekend. Let's talk about what's on the agenda here for the first couple of weeks.
Well, I mean, we'll go to Port Tallis this week. We've got 3 in a row. Port Tallis. We'll go to Sul Ross down in Alpine next week, and then Vernon. So it'll be really busy here in hectic for these first 3 weeks. I think our kids, Casey and I are real. I mean, as far as the kids we've got that are returning and the kids that we have that we've brought in, we feel like we've got a pretty strong set of kids in all aspects of our, we're all-time event, but I think we've pretty strong covering the whole board there. Our girls team looks like they're going to be really competitive again this year. Hopefully we'll be able to get over that hump of that third place team to where we can, get on in there and take a team to nationals. And I think we've got a pretty good shot there, guys. We've got some really strong team ropers, and we've got them paired up here, and so it's been really good to where they can practice together every day. Good calf ropers and some pretty good bull ropers. So I feel pretty comfortable going into it.
Let's talk about some returners, Coach. Who do you got coming back for the roster that people are going to recognize and go, oh yeah, that kid's good, and it's a good place to start.
Coming back, I mean, probably our healer, one of our really strong healers, JD Domenico from Florida. He's come back, and we've got him paired up with a kid out of Colorado, Jet Trinary. That's head's really good. I feel like they'll be pretty competitive. These, in the team roping straight across. Our girls team's coming back. We've got, Rainey Robinson. She wound up second in the nation at her high school year. They're coming in the barrel racing. She'll be coming back, and her barrel horse has been firing really well. And she's been tying and goat tying good and roping good. Megan Burbage is another strong girl we've got coming back. She's from Utah, and she's been roping and tying goats really well. New girls coming in. We've got a girl from Colorado, Alex Odell. She won the nation this year in the high school level in the barrel racing, and we'll see. I think her barrel horse will be really competitive. So looking good there. I think we've got a lot of really good kids. Avery Gonzalez from New Mexico. She's been really competitive at the state and the national level in the goat tying and in the breakaway roping. A girl from Canada, Jenna Dallin. She's really competitive in the both tying and the goat tying and the breakaway roping. So I think our girls are going to be really strong all the way across. Our guys, other returners coming back, you've got like Cameron McCarley. He's from Happy up here, and his calf roping's really been good. His horse has been working really good, and he's been team roping, and his bulldog is picking up a little bit. So I think he'll be pretty competitive. Coy Surratt. There's a lot of those kids that come back. We've got a pretty strong bunch all the way across there. I feel pretty happy going into it.
Tricky is especially when you get into it's a different deal altogether when you're out rodeo and on the circuit on the PRCA, you're in the mid states or something, and you're a team roper or you're a calf roper or you're whatever you are. But when you get into these team events, suddenly you got to have guys and gals that are competitive in two or three different places. Sometimes those athletes are a little tough to find, and to get a high school champion to come down to South Plains College, things like that. It's good to find those kids that are diverse and can do a lot of different things and do them pretty well.
Yeah, because that's what it is. I mean, we try to bring these kids in there. We don't have a whole lot of just single eventers. We got a couple of bulldoggers. We got Bulldogger. He's just one bulldogger, but most of these guys aren't one eventers. I mean, that's why we've got 110 head of horses over there. So I mean, and they're like I said, they're competitive in a lot more than just one event, and so I think it helps our chances as far as winning some team championships and maybe taking teams to nationals this year.
The other thing about rodeo, and again, we were just talking with Coach Vance from cross country last week. The thing about rodeo is Division II or junior college goes out and plays junior colleges in basketball. Now you can play 4 year if you want, but it doesn't count to the regular season.
No.
A little different when you're going out and you're seeing teams like Tarleton, teams like Texas Tech, because at the end of the year they don't throw out the 4 years and say here's the JUCO scores.
Yeah.
You got to compete against these 4 year schools, and that's a tough bill to fill. I think as a junior college.
It is, but I mean I think with the level our girls and our guys are at here, I think we can compete with them. We have, but I mean I just want to take that next step and try to get there where we can. We've competed with them, but I want to beat them, And it's tough, I've got, 3 or 4 of my kids are over at Eastern this year that were part of our team last year and part of our points team, and they're over there at Eastern now. So we'll be going against kids that are gone over there, kids that are gone to Tech and stuff. So you see these kids that we've recruited here, and then we still have to compete against them after they leave here. But that's the nature of the beast, and, you kind of know it going into it, and, you just try to do the best we can to try to beat those guys.
But it seems like, to me, watching over the last 3 years, this team has consistently gotten stronger in the points categories. You've had some individual standouts who've been very good and put a couple individuals into the national finals. But it seems like every year we watch the points totals for the teams creep up a little higher.
Yeah, and that's what we're, and that's really a difficult job, because we get all these kids here, and then we've got to pick 6 guys and 4 girls out of that bunch of kids we've got out there that we think are going to get points that week. So it's kind of like rolling the dice, I mean, we think we've picked the right ones, but you're always going to miss one, and it's a tough deal. But Casey and I've really worked on trying to get a strong core of kids like that to where those, because that's kind of how people across the nation look at you on who you pick on those teams, and I think we've been doing a really good job at it, trying to get to where we're moving up those standings, and hopefully take it to the next level. We're working toward a national championship, and hopefully get there this year. So.
There's a lot of moving parts when it comes to this stuff, because we've talked about this several other times. It's one thing keeping athletes healthy; it's another thing keeping the stock healthy. The other half of the athlete, if you will, in the case of the ropers or the barrel racers, that's a whole other animal altogether.
And that's a good point. I mean, that's a lot of people don't realize what all goes into it. I mean, they just see, hey, you got a girl that won the barrel racing. Well, that barrel, a lot of them, they've got that. It's the horse and the rider. You've got to have a jockey on that barrel horse, but that horse gets injured or something, it can really be detrimental to that season, because especially right now when you've got 3 in a row, if you go out there and you get you can always get a kid or athlete hurt, but if you get a horse hurt, I mean, it can really knock them back and really take their chances out of going to the college finals when you've only got 10 rodeos to go to begin with, and you've got 3 in a row and something happens. I mean, there's a lot of variables to go in there, and I mean, you just kind of, we've got, we try to keep these horses legged up, and they take really good care of them, but you never know what could happen, So.
And there's the other thing: 10 rodeos.
Yeah.
You have a slip up in one. Now you're talking about getting 9 rodeos scored. It's a very narrow window that these athletes have to compete and get themselves into a national final.
And what it is, I mean, it's like I was talking to Coach Green the other day. I said, 6 weeks from now, my season will be halfway over, but the college finals isn't over till the end of June. So I mean, it's a weird season. It's really long and drawn out. So I mean, you've got a lot of variables that play into factor in between here and the middle of June. So hopefully everything kind of goes our way, and we kind of get some kids up there and are successful up there at Casper.
It's a long haul, Coach.
Yes, it is.
It's a long haul. And you get ready to start again this week. Get ready to go out and rodeo, and we're headed out to New Mexico right now.
Yeah, we'll go to Port Tallis. It'll start tomorrow night, Thursday night, and it'll run through Saturday night. Short run being Saturday night, and then we'll see if we get done over there. It's supposed to rain, so I'm sure we're going to be in the mud. But it's just that's one of the. I think that's probably the only rodeo we go to this fall that's outside, and so that's not covered. Everything else will be covered, but if it rains, I mean we'll just mud through it, I guess. So.
The thing is, everybody else has to play in the mud too.
Everybody else has to too. So hopefully we'll get through there safe, and everybody comes out with any no injuries or something like that. So everybody comes out safe, and we do good. I think I feel pretty comfortable going into it. So.
Very good, Coach. Final thoughts for us today before we let you get back to the getting ready for the trip out to Port Tallis coming up tomorrow.
Well, I mean, I guess final thoughts are I hope it doesn't rain at Port Tallis. But.
Well, best of luck in that wish, because unfortunately you may want to take your slicker along, Coach.
Yeah, but we'll see. I mean, the ground will hold up pretty good over there, but I just hope I think the kids are prepared. We've been real fortunate as far as being able to practice, and I think these guys are kind of tuned in and ready to go this weekend to be successful.
Coach, appreciate your time. Thanks for dropping by and visiting with us. Look forward to hearing good reports from Port Tallis, and we'll see you a little bit later on in the season.
All right, thank you.